the panel skirt. We're going straight to the panel skirt, and panel skirt is basically skirts in pieces. A panel skirt is a type of skirt in pieces. You know, the pieces can be in 4, can be in 6, can be in 8, can be 10, 12, 16, as you would like it. But today I'm going to be illustrating the 6 pieces skirt. A panel skirt that we have 6 pieces. The difference between the 4 panel skirts, the 8, the 10, the 12 is basically the division. You know, for the 6 pieces or whatever pieces you want to do, you will divide your measurement by the number of panels you want. I will say that again. If you want to achieve 10 panel skirts, 10 pieces skirts, we divide your measurement, your horizontal measurement, which is the waist, the hip, the knee length. You will divide them by the number of panel you want. So if I'm taking making a 6 panel skirt, 6 pieces skirt, I'm going to divide my waist by 6, my hip circumference by 6, my knee circumference by 6. Okay, so, and for this measurement, the measurement we need is the waist, the hip circumference, the knee circumference. And then for the vertical measurement, we need the hip depth, and then the knee length, then the skirt length. So let's go ahead. So what I did here is basically I drew a straight line as a border line. Then I also drew a straight line. This is the hip depth. Let me write it there. This is the hip depth. Then this is the knee length. The knee length for this person is 19 inches, and then the skirt length is 40 inches. It's a long skirt. It's a long panel skirt. So like I said earlier, you divide all your horizontal measurement by the number of panels you need. So I'm going to be doing 6 today. So we'll start with the waist. The waist measurement is 30. So 30 divided by 6 is going to give us 5, right? Very good. So what we'll now go on to do is I will place that 5 inches, you know, on the paper. We project it from your left to the right, because there's nothing here. This is like the center of the paper. So project it from the left to the right, 5 inches, like this. You put a mark. Then we go to the hip line. On this hip line is where we project our hip circumference. The hip of the person is 36. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. So we also project the same measurement here, like this. So we have 6 here. Then the knee circumference of this person is 30. So we also do the same thing. 30 divided by 6 will give us 5. So we also project it here. 5. Then we connect these lines together with our pattern master. We connect these lines together with our pattern master, the points together. So like I said earlier, our body is not straight, so we need to be able to achieve the curve. Can you see now? So this is the waist to the hip. And then for this part, from the hip to the knee length, we use a straight ruler. Use a straight ruler. So you can see. Now going to the down part. So it now depends on how full you want your panel skirt to be. Depends on how full you want it to be. So you can say you can go by 10, you can go by 12, you can go by 6, you can go by 8. Just know that the more you want to achieve, the more fabric is going to take. So that is left to you. So for this person, I'm going to use let me use 8. Let me use 8 inches. Okay. Let me use 8. So we'll come down to the hem of the skirt, to the hem of the paper. This is the hem. So we'll come down to this place and I'll measure 8 inches. 8 inches. So we have 8 inches here. So what we are going to do next is that we will connect this knee length, this point to this point with a straight ruler. We just take it out. Do you get? So that's what we are doing next. We are connecting with a straight ruler. Let me sketch first so I can be sure my line is straight. Okay, so I'll connect with this straight line like this. Now observe that my paper is not long enough, so I had to join another paper to it to make it long enough for my skirt length. My skirt length is 40 and the single paper is not up to 40, so I have to join another paper to achieve the length I need, which is 40 inches. So this is what we have now. Can you see now? This is the panel skirt. So we are going to have 6 of this because we are making 6 pieces skirts. So we are going to achieve 6 of this. If we are doing 8 panel skirt, 8 pieces skirt, we have 8 of it. So this is just 1 out of 6. So this is a side. This is like the center, the side front. So this is what we have. Now also observe that for your panel skirt, because we are making 6 of it, it's going to be even. So we have this type of pattern by the right and by the left. So you can use this particular one to cut out 2. If your paper were to be on fold, then you have 2 already. But it's not necessary. Just one is enough. You just place it to achieve the other one. Then to get the midpoint is what we want to do now. To get the midpoint, because the middle part of the skirt cannot have this hip shape. You can't. So let's go on. Now, I also want this particular what's it called, the extension to be on the other side. So it's going to be really nice. I want it to be on the other side as well. I don't want it to be one-sided because I need to achieve enough fullness. That is why I didn't take so much here, because I want this to also be at this side. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add paper to this side and connect it from the knee length to the place. So let me show you what I mean. So what I did here is that I took another paper and I added it to the side. And I used my masking tape. This is where it is very useful. I use my masking tape to connect the papers together, so I can draw a straight line from the knee length. This is the knee length, this point. I can connect it from here down. So I'm going to also measure 8 like I did from this point to this point. I also measure 8 here. I hope this is up to 8. Okay, it's 8. Okay, so this is the point. From this point, so I'll also connect from the knee point to this point. Let me show you that. Okay. Can you see now? So we have the same level of extension, but on one side, one of the panel. So I'm going to cut out and you see the way it looks like. So the down part of this skirt is going to be really full. I'm aware that some people used to even adjust this part. Some will still come in by 0.5 inch on both sides. If that's comfortable for your customer, it makes it have more fitting. So if you prefer that, you can do the same thing. So I think it just based on your client. Some prefer their pieces to be very free, and some want it really fitted. So to achieve that fitness, you can do the same. You can do the same. So it depends on what you want. To achieve more fitness, you can come in by 0.5 inch, 0.5 inch on the knee line, on the knee circumference, this point. So if you let me show, if you come in by 0.5 inches like this, 0.5 inch rather, like this, you have this new point. So this is where you connect to the line. This point is where you connect to the line, like this. That is if you want. See, then you also connect it from this point to the hip, so it becomes narrower at the knee, becomes more fitted, and then it goes out that way. At least if you want this, then you do the same thing for this point. You connect it from here to your hip line here, and then you do the same thing to the side. Just take the line out like this, comes this way. This is not conventional. This is if you want it really fitted, you can do this. But if you don't want it fitted, you can leave it the way it is. Then I think it also depends on the shape of your clients too. Some people are very shapy, and some are not so shapy. So it's all based on what your client wants and what you want to achieve. So I'm cutting on the previous one I first did, not the other one. So panel skirt is very simple. In fact, it saves you of wasting your fabric because it consumes a lot of fabric. So if you do this, you have kind of preserved your fabric in a little way. Let me remove this. This is what we have. This is just a panel. This is just one. So we need 6 or something like this. So like I said earlier, in fact this can serve as 4 parts. We are making 6 pieces. So this will be for the right side of your skirt. If you flip it over, it will be for the other side of your skirt. Can you see? Other side of your skirt. Then another one will be at the middle. That one will not carry the hip measurement. It's just going to be straight. It's just going to be straight, then down like that. Are we following? Then for the back as well, is we apply. For this one side of the back, this will come. The other side of the back, this will also come. Then for the middle part, you have a straight line as well. That's that about the panel skirt. So let me show you the middle part and also use it to explain the back part. So let's continue. Okay, so we want to illustrate the mid part of the skirt now. We've done the side. That one can start for the side. So we want to do the mid part. So for the mid part, we need to divide this particular paper into 2 to get the midpoint. So let me measure it and let me get the midpoint. This is 16. So the midpoint is 8. So we'll take 8 all the way down. Take 8 all the way down. I simply added another paper to the side because I want to achieve the extension at the down part. So I already added the extra paper. I might have to add here too because what I have there might not be enough. So this is 8. Then you connect with a straight line. You connect everything with a straight line. Okay, so what we are doing next is that we are dividing. We have the division of the waist, the hip, and the knee circumference already. We have 5 for the waist, 6 for the knee. That is 30 divided by 5. We get by 6 we have 5. 36 divided by 6 we have 6. Then for the knee circumference, 30 divided by 6 we also have 5. So let's project it. So on this point, we need to share it on both sides. So since we have 5 for the waist, we share it on both sides of the line because we want it to be equal. So since we have 5, it's going to be 2.5 on both sides. So we have 2.5 here. Then we have 0.5 here. Then for the hip line, we have 6, right? So we're going to do 3 on both sides. So 6 here, 3 here, and 3 here. That makes it 6. Then for the knee length, we have 5 as well. So we'll do 2.5 on both sides. So we have 2.5 here, and then 2.5 here. That makes it 5. So we connect all. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. For the hip line, we also transfer the same measurement. Because we can't have a shape at the front panel. So we'll do 5 here. Sorry about that. We'll do 5 here. So that will make it 2.5 on both sides. 2.5 on. So we just connect all with a straight line. Connect all with a straight line. Same thing for this point. Connect all with a straight line. So like we did the other time, we had 8 at the M line. Okay, at the M line we had 8 on both sides. So let's also do that here. We measure 8. I hope this is, oh thank God, it's up to 8. Because I didn't figure out that when I was trying to get it. So 8 on dots. We have 8 here. Then let's measure 8 here as well. 8 inches. That is the wideness I am using for this particular piece. Okay, so we have 8 on both sides. Good. So simply connect from this point to this point, and then from this point to this point, from the knee length to the M, from the knee length to the M on both sides. So let's do that. Okay, so can you see? Then we do the same thing for this part. Very, very simple. You just need to follow the procedure correctly. It's very simple. So connect all the way to the knee length. Can you see now? So this is for the middle part of the panel. So like I said earlier, this particular one, this one forms one side. Let me cut it out so I will arrange it so you see what I'm saying. Now, like I explained earlier, you can also come in by 0.5 inch at the knee length to achieve more fitting here, and then you connect it straight to the M, and then connect it to the waist. That is if you want, but if you don't want, then you need to go this way. And you can also leave it at the first one we did. If you don't want it to be too tight, you don't have to apply it all through the panel. So it's just based on what you want. Okay, so can you see now? This is the middle point. This is the middle panel. Then the first one will be serves as the side panel. Can you see now? So it's going to be like this. You join it together. Can you see the way it's aligning? You join it together from here, and then you join it together this way. You know, all the way down. So you join it like that. So do the same thing here. Join it from here, like this, all the way down. So you have that. So you have two of this to form this part and this part. For the back as well, you have two of this to form one side of the back panel and then another side of the back panel. So for the middle panel, you are still going to make use of this. Thankfully, we have divided the line into two. So you are going to use exactly this again for the middle panel at the back. The only difference is that you're going to add zipper allowance. That's all. Like I showed you earlier. So to make it very easy for you, for yourself, you can just fold the line on the straight line we drew earlier. And just fold it this way, so it will be very easy for you. This is like the center back now. This is the center front, then it can also be the center back. So the only difference now is that you place another paper like this, another folded paper, and add your zipper allowance. That's all. Let me illustrate that for you. Let me show you that. Okay. This paper is not long enough. Let me quickly. Okay, so I have the paper for the back panel. I'll just fold it into two. Don't let me fold it. Let me just use it, because if I fold it, it won't be wide enough for us to use. So let me just leave it like this. And put this here. So we have something like this. So you just measure in your zip allowance down. So let me quickly do that. 1 inch. You can do more than one if you want. You can do 1.5, you can do 2. It all depends on what you want. So I'm going to be doing 1 inch. Now connect with a straight line. Okay, so this is the allowance for our zipper. Then you can do something like, you just place it on it. You can tape it down or place an heavy object on it so it won't be shifting. And you simply cut. So let me cut and show you how it looks like. So can you see now? Because we have added the zip allowance. So you now do 2 of these for the middle part of the back panel. I hope you understand that. You will do 2 of this because you need to join the other one by the side. You need to join it. So this is going to go in. By the time you start sewing, this is going to go in. So you can put your zip. So this is the zipper allowance. You need 2 of this. And then you need so you need 2 of these, like I said, 2 of this, one here, then one on the other side. Then you also need 2 of this. So technically you need 4 for the back, but you're going to join 2 of it together to form 1. So that makes it 3 after joining. And you need this for this part where the hip is. So you just join together. You can see that the shape is already coming out, and then join together. And you do the same thing for this part. After you have joined the other part of this middle panel, so you have this, and that as well. You have this one there. So that's all about the panel. So like I said, the difference between this is just the number of panels you have. If you are doing eight pieces, that means you have 4 at the front, you divide into 4, and then at the back, you divide into 4 as well. For the middle parts, you now have 2. That makes it 6. By the time you join the 2 panels together for the zipper, it makes it 4. Okay, so if it's 10, the same thing. If it's 4, the same thing. So you're dividing by 6 or by 8. You divide your waist, your hip, and your knee circumference by 4. And you achieve the same, go through the same process, and you have the same results. The only difference will be in the number of panels that you will achieve. So thank you so much. We are moving on to transferring our pattern on the fabric. We want to transferring marks on pattern to the fabric. How to cut out and transfer the patterns. So we use this pencil scale that we did earlier. So I'll just gently place it on it. Now, this is the fabric I'm using, an Ankara fabric, and it's folded. So you just fold like this. So when you fold, then you place so this place forms the center front. This point forms the center front. Then on your pattern, this trace point also forms the center front. Then this place is your side front. So you place the center front of the pattern on the center front of the fabric like this. Can you see? Like this. So this is where your pin comes in. You use your pin to hold it down so it's not going to shift. So you can see now, so it's not going to move. Then you do the same thing for this point. So this is what we have. Okay, so then here we need a tailor's chalk to mark the point. So if you remember that when we were constructing this particular pattern, we didn't add any allowance. We didn't add allowance. We had, for this one we added the dash allowance, but we didn't add the seam allowance because we can't sew directly like this. We need to add the seam allowance, the hem allowance, and then the hem allowance here. So let me quickly do that. So this is like now adding allowance to our pattern. So I want to add 1.5 inches to the side seam. The front doesn't, the center, the center front doesn't need allowance. We don't need allowance for the side front. So I'm going to add 1 inch from the waist, sorry, 1.5 inches from the waist down to the hem, this way. You don't have to use the color of my chalk, you can get your own kind of chalk, tailor's chalk preferably. And then the reason is because try and use a chalk that will not complement the fabric, so you can clearly see your lines, so you won't get the lines confused. So you can use, but I can still flow well with this one. So this is my line here. Then for the hem, I'm going to add 1 inch, 1 inch. And also for the hem here, because you might want to add band to it, you might want to add, you might want to turn it with your lining. You also add, I'm doing ½ inch here, not 1. I'm doing ½ inch here. I came all the way down because I don't want the number on the print to show, and I see enough allowance space for the allowance. So I'm going to connect with my hip cuff and then the ruler. So connect like this. Now connect the straight line from the hip to the hem. I also connect this with a straight line. Then I'll do the same thing here as well. I'll connect with a straight line. The pin is making it difficult for me to roll from that side. So what you have simply done here is to transfer what you have on this panel to your fabric. What you have on this paper, the pattern you have on this paper, to your fabric. So you have saved yourself of wasting your fabric. By the time you're trying to trim out and trim out and trim out. So let me cut it out and let's see how it looks like. Okay, so I've cut it out. This is what we have. And so I'm going to also notch this part for the dart. Just do a small cut. So I've cut it out. So when I'm sewing, I can remember that that is where the dart is meant to be. I'm moving the pin now and see the way it looks like. So this is what we have. Can you see now? This is our pencil skirt. So you can make it more pencil if you want. Comes this way, you know. By the time I hold my dart, gives this upper part more shape. Can you see now? Gives it more shape. By the time I hold the dart, it gives it more shape. So this is what we have for the pencil skirt, the front piece. Let me also show you the outcome of the back part. Okay, so for the back panel, I've attached the pattern on the fabric. I folded into 2, and I added, and I used my pin to pin the pattern on the fabric. Having done that, I also transferred my seam allowance here by the side back 1.5 inch. I added 1.5 inch across from the waist to the hem. I added 1 inch from the hem downwards, which is going to use to sew the skirt. Then for the zip allowance, I added 1 inch. I added 1 inch across, then 0.5 inch. Okay, so let me cut out. The reason why I added zipper allowance is because I'm going to join. This is going to be in 2 form. I'm going to join them together. So I needed to add zipper allowance. Let me show you that. Okay. Ensure you are cutting on the line you have marked. As well. Okay, so I'm going to remove the pin. Then I remove the pattern. So I have 2 of this for the back panel. I have 2 of this. You can see. So I'm going to take in 1 inch here for the zipper, as well as 1 inch here for the zipper. It's going to be like this. Now, if you remember that there's a space here, you see that there's a space here. The purpose of this space is because we have removed ½ inch here at the center back to prevent the zip bulging. So in order to make it really fitted, on the pieces from the waist to the bum, we removed 0.5 inch. That is it. So by the time you close it together, there can be no bulge here. Everything just comes out neatly. So that's why we have a little space here. That's the effect of that 0.5. You can see the space now. And then you remember that here as well, we removed 0.5 at the hem and we took it up. There's a little space here. By the time we join, everything is just going to be perfect, because kind of create a little that sort of. So by the time we join it together, it's going to be perfect. Just sits perfectly on the person's body. So this is what we have for the back. And then for the front, we also have this. This is the front case. You have it this way. You can see that it's looking very perfect. So this is what we have. This is our pencil skirt. So thank you. Hi everyone. Okay, so I want to strongly believe that we learned a whole lot from the just concluded skirt making workshop. I want to encourage you not just to learn, but to put to practice all that you have learned, because it's not enough to learn. How you can become a better designer is like practicing what you have learned in that workshop. And so that reminds, because learning is actually a lifelong process. You keep learning to keep getting better. And that reminds me of a quote from my business author, Robert Kiyosaki, where he said that successful people keep asking questions, they seek new teachers, and they are always learning. That means that learning is actually an important part of a man's growth. And so as an entrepreneur, as a fashion designer that seeks to grow and get better, learning for us is lifelong. So I remember when I was still very, very young in this profession, I got a call from a client to make a pant, and I made the total mess of it. I didn't get it right, even though I thought I put in my very best effort, because when I made the pant, the crotch was very tight, the length was not long enough, the ankle part was tight, the pocket was bulging, the zipper was not sitting well, everything was just messed up. And so of course she was disappointed, and I was also angry at myself. So that particular incident propelled me to go after knowledge in a very hard way. I spent so much money to go and learn, and because I know that I started valuing the importance of learning. So for you not to make the mistakes that I made when I was still very young in the profession, I've put together a complex skirt class and a pants making workshop, where I'm going to be showing you how to make perfect pants and how to make very complex skirts and their variations. So, and not everyone has the ability to afford an expensive training, which may be important for you. So this training is highly subsidized, and yet it is loaded with so much value. based on the economic situation of our country at the moment. So this training is meant for you to get better as a fashion designer, to make more money as a fashion designer, and also be of important value to every other person. Designers, let me paint a very clear picture to you. If you are making just a trouser pants for your clients for just 3,000 naira, and in a week, and you were able to make 2 in a day, so that's like 6,000 naira in a day, and then in a week that was 42,000 naira, and then in a month that's 168,000 naira. I mean, that's very, very encouraging. It's enough to pay your bills and solve every other thing that you want to use money for, and even to invest. So I want to show you that this course is worth going after because of the financial benefit you get from it, the freedom that you get from it financially, and also you can also apply this training to others. You can train others on how to make perfect pants like I'm going to be showing in this training. This is also going to fetch you more money, and importantly, it's going to help you to make your clients happy. Every customer wants to be happy with their designs, their clothes. So if you learn this and then you are making perfect pants for your clients, I'm sure you can even do more than 2 in a day, but if you learn this, you are able to make your clients happy and they are satisfied, they refer you for more work, and then you get more jobs from them. So look at this from that perspective. So that is why I've put together this training for you. It is highly expensive, but I'm going to be giving it at a very, very subsidized rate. The training is valued for 100,000 naira, but I'm going to be giving it out for just 10,000 naira. Okay, so from this class, you're going to learn how to make perfect pants. When I mean perfect, I mean perfect, like a pant sitting perfectly on yourself or on your client. I'm sure you have seen pictures that you love of celebrities where they are wearing pants, trousers, and then you are like, oh, when can I be able to? When will I be able to make this kind of pants for myself and for my customer? So this training is what is needed for you to be able to pull that through. So I'm going to be holding you by the end, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a perfect pant, how to fix your crotch properly, how to fix your pockets properly, how to fix your fly front properly, how to fix your band, and if you want the bandless skirt, a bandless pant for your customer, you want a fly front, or you want to attach zip. I'm going to be showing you every detail needed for you to make a perfect pant. And also I'm going to be showing you some skirt variations that are very complex. I'm going to be showing you how to make an handkerchief skirt, a man-made skirt, and these two and many more are the things that you're going to be learning. Most importantly, I'm going to be showing you how to draft a pants pattern, and you're going to be using the Calibrate pattern. Calibrate pattern is very, very easy to understand and yet very classy. So I'm going to be using a pattern to teach you. We start from the scratch to the very end, from bottom to the end, of how to make a perfect pant, how to draft the pattern, how to sew, how to correct every mistake, and have a perfect pant for your customer. So this, like I said, this training is valued at 100,000. I'm going to give you that for a 10,000 naira just for you. So this course is meant for just 20 people who are ready to get better at their craft, who are ready to make more money, who are ready to gain more customers, and who are ready to give out so much value to the upcoming fashion. So from this workshop, you stand to enjoy a full 1-year mentorship program where you have access to myself, and I'm going to be showing you several things that has to do with fashion, my experiences. You're going to have links to other fashion designers where they're going to be sharing their experiences with you. You're also going to and you're going to have access to our materials, fashion materials, our newsletters, our articles, and the rest of it. So from this training, you're going to be taking a project work where you're going to practically show, you're going to practicalize all that you have learned in this pants making workshop, and afterwards you're going to be awarded a certificate of participation. So this training is everything that you need to get better as a fashion designer. If you've ever imagined yourself sewing for a celebrity or doing so much as a fashion designer for yourself, then this is training that as you have been waiting for, because it is meant for you to get better. It is totally loaded with so much information. What you would not learn, the mixes that you are meant to make has been covered, and so I would encourage you to take this class. However, it is not for everybody. That's the sad part. It's not for everybody. It's not for every. We need just 20 people who are ready to take their craft from where they are now to the next level. And so please know that this training is going to last for 3 days. So click on the link showing on your screen right now and register yourself immediately. There are just 20 slots. So ensure that you get lucky enough to click on that link immediately. Please also know that to register takes just 72 hours. Once we have the number of seats we need, we are closing it down immediately. So I would encourage you to go right there now and do that. So, and if you have difficulty trying to register yourself on that particular link, message me on 0816-884-2126, 0816-884-2126. So I'll get to send the link to you directly, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much. Bye.